everybody, Tony D with a hot take on the riots. I was halfway through my hot take and I got an alert on my phone for a tornado warning. Damn you, phone. Anyhow, the riots. The riots are really bad. New Jersey has been spared most of it. We had some looting in Atlantic City, but so far that's about it. We've had mostly peaceful protests here, even though, bizarrely, our governor has closed businesses, said you can't have gatherings of more than 10 or 25 people. You can't have people into your store. But if you want to have a protest, you can have as many people as you like. And no one's going to check to see if you social distance. In New York, it's 1,000 times worse. Remember Escape from New York starring Kurt Russell? It's kind of like that, except they haven't put mines on the bridges yet and haven't closed off the city and started dumping prisoners there yet. It's pretty bad. But in Philly, they apparently decided to blow up ATMs. Now, I don't know who these people are. They could be Antifa, attacking capitalism. I think the more likely answer is it's an enterprising crew of criminals taking advantage of the chaos. And they're blowing up ATMs to get into them to steal the money. One enterprising criminal blew himself up trying to plant the explosives, and he's dead. Can't say I feel too sorry for him. He could have killed somebody else blowing up ATMs. But so far, that's the only casualty of that particular action in Philly. Not that Philly's in a good way. It's pretty effed up. There's lots of chaos going on there. But they're not nearly as bad as what's going on in New York. New York is bad. Super bad. Part of it is Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio continues to keep harassing law-abiding people who are trying to have Jewish funerals while supporting the protesters, including his own daughter, who was arrested at one of the protests/riots. Who could tell the difference anymore at this point? I don't know. It's pretty bad in New York. Don't go to New York, is my advice. There wasn't really much of a reason to go to New York anymore. You know, these days cities are becoming pretty passé. There's cool restaurants and cultural things at the local level now. Used to be it was only in the big cities. You had to go there for all the cool stuff. Now it's just a big hassle and an expense. And now everybody's working at home because we're coming off the pandemic. And even worse, this. People are fleeing New York. There will be no tax base yet left. Philly's going to be kind of damaged, but not quite as bad, I think. Although I think a lot of people will leave, and I think a lot of businesses will go out of business. More so in New Jersey probably than in Philly, because New Jersey, we're just going to lose tons and tons of restaurants. It's going to be insane. These Democrats, and it's Democrats who are doing this, I believe the strategy is hold the fort. Hold the fort down. Make people wait. Keep people messed up. Because that way, when Biden debates Trump, he'll be able to say, you don't have a great economy anymore. That, I think, is the strategy. Because the next step is Biden gets elected, and then he showers money on all his faithful Democrats who screwed their own people in order to help them get elected. I do think it's that cynical and that simple. However, the Democrats have really misread the room. Oh yeah. They are losing voters by the second. Now keep in mind, they have been going left for years. They lost a lot of the moderates who were in the middle. And the Democratic Party classically was made up of Catholic, working class, Jewish, working class people. Those people are out because you wouldn't let them have their religious services. You yelled at them when they attempted to do so. Here in New Jersey, We had 2 churches defy the orders of the governor. They're going to have to sue the governor so they can go to church. Oh, but if you want to protest, knock yourself out. If you want to have a weird meeting in the park, and this actually happened, where a group of white people prayed for forgiveness from a group of black people. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why you're doing that. First off, it's weird, okay? It's bizarre and cult-like to pray for forgiveness. Because did you even do anything? You know, my ancestors, some of them were here hundreds of years ago, I guess. I'm not really sure. On my other parents' side, they only came here in the 20s. So, where does someone like me fall into this? You know, where does someone fall into who's European and came here like, I don't know, last year and became a citizen? How about the Canadians? Do they have the privilege too? I don't know what these people are even trying to do at this point. I mean, it's not even going to work. The people who are rioting, it doesn't matter the color of their skin. Because first off, they're all different colors. Rioting is an equal opportunity business. And, you know, they don't care about anything other than themselves, obviously. But you have the Cuomo's brothers trying to excuse the rioting. It's so bizarre. Why would you try to excuse the rioting in your own state? These people are doing damage to your economy more than the virus did. Suddenly the virus doesn't even matter. What happened to the virus? I thought anybody who wanted to go back to work was worse than Satan. Now it's not only great that you don't want to go back to work, it's great that you're looting stores and running amok in the streets, because that's okay. It's okay because you're a perceived voter for the Democrats. That's the only reason, in my opinion. Newsflash, if you're a Democrat and you're still hanging on, let me tell you the reality of that situation. The people who are rioting, the people who are protesting, most of them are young people, and a great majority of them don't vote. They all wanted to vote for Bernie. They didn't come out. Look at the stats. They don't vote. Most of them not even registered. Do you think some knucklehead who smashed up a Foot Locker and grabbed arms full of sneakers and went running down the street, do you think he cares about voting? No, he's not going to vote for anybody. He's not registered. He won't go. He wouldn't walk 2 feet to vote. You can mail him all the ballots you want. He ain't going to fill them out. He'll throw them right in the trash. He's a criminal. A rioter is a criminal. And criminals are opportunists. And criminals don't become criminals because they work at anything. The whole point of being a criminal is you don't want to do work. That's the whole point. Look, I studied criminals for a few years and did a lot of research. They all have one thing in common. They do anything to avoid having a job. They'll do anything to avoid work. You think they fill out forms? No. You think they vote? No. You think they care about anybody other than themselves? No. They're not going to vote for you. I mean, that's your base now? I mean, I guess that's all that's left, right? These incredibly woke people who keep telling you, you're essentially being scammed by your own voters. Antifa is scamming you. They're a separate category. They're pretty criminal, but they're scamming you. They're not voting for you, by the way. They hate you. This is part of their plan. Their plan is to tip the state into a police state. They want Trump to send in the troops. They're not going to be around when it happens. You know, they'll all be gone. They'll be just left with the knuckleheads who think they can rob a store 6 times in a month. Those are the guys that'll get caught. The guys that'll keep going back for more until they get shot. Democrats, if you're a Democrat, heed my advice. You might want to think about a new party. Look, the red tidal wave is coming. Do you think Mayor de Blasio could possibly be reelected now? His own daughter was in the riots. He's busy supporting her while the city burns. Mayor Cuomo, same deal. Oh yeah, he made a bunch of noise about taking de Blasio out of the seat and putting somebody else in, I guess, but that's not happening. None of these guys want to send in the National Guard because they don't want to be perceived as asking a favor from Trump. They want Trump to push the Insurrection Act. They want to be able to say, aha, he's a dictator. It's the whole point. Oh, but you mess with the wrong guy because Trump ain't getting the blame. You are. Why the city burns, Trump isn't at fault. He asked you if you wanted the troops. He practically begged you to ask the National Guard to come in. You don't need them, apparently. You would rather have your cops stand down and watch the looters burn everything, occasionally catching a few people who you just let go. The voters absolutely will not tolerate this. The only people who would support this won't vote for you. They don't vote. You have no voters left. You've pushed it so far left, you pushed it right off a cliff. The moderates, they're gone. Oh, they're gone. They're either leaving the state, not voting at all, and they're certainly not voting for you. If you think you could bring those people back, what are you going to offer them at this point? Let's see. Your business is destroyed. First, you made us close down, and you were just sort of hanging on with hope that maybe in July you had a plan to bring it all back. You know, even though you were sort of struggling, you thought maybe in July you could do X, Y, and Z. Then this happened, and a bunch of thugs kicked in the door, and now they've stolen everything. Well, now you have a free ride to have your insurance company pay for everything. And you can close the store, walk away, and it's not your fault. You get your money back. Or you could reopen in August, September, in a neighborhood that burned you out. There's not much of a choice there. These people are going to collect their insurance money and say adios to New York. They were probably right on the fence about staying anyway. They're going to move anywhere else. Anywhere else. Your tax base is going to collapse. It's going to collapse. And a Republican's going to come in and he's just going to start cutting the laws. He's just going to start slashing the regulation. Because did I mention? Your legislature is going to be turned red too. It's not just going to be a couple of guys, not just going to be the mayor and the governor. No. It's a red tidal wave. It's going to be a handful of Democrats left. You know, the ones that aren't up for re-election in 2020. They get to witness the horror of watching their entire party collapse underneath them. Your best bet is that by 2022, the vast Republican majorities in every state will have gone too far, and then maybe you get a few Democrats back. Oh, but I wouldn't count on it. Because Republicans have been waiting for years to get their hands on these big cities again. And they know how to run things. They know how to run business. So they're going to run it way better than you ever could. They're going to just cut every program imaginable. All this wasteful crap you guys do. Gone. And you guys are going to be left going, well, I guess I can't get into politics anymore. I guess I'll go back to being a lawyer or whatever I was before this. Good luck with that. Good luck. As I've predicted before, you know how the MAGA hat guys were sort of radioactive and people would harangue them and harass them online and other places and even in public? That's going to be you. That's going to be you, Democrats. You're going to be the ones harassed. You're the ones who we're all going to go, oh, you're a Democrat? Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm not into extremist politics. And you'll be like, no, I'm not extreme. I'm a normal Democrat. Yeah, that's what the other Democratic guys said, but then they did all this weird stuff. Sorry, I don't want to get involved. That's the reaction of people. Do you? So good luck getting clients or a job or anything else. You and your woke political views. You've gone too far. Your wake-up call, oh, we've passed that. People have been trying to sound the alarm. Ding, 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 ding. You've gone too far left. You've gone too far left. Come back. Come back to the middle. And you said, no, F you. F you, you're racist. We're going left. We're going off the left. Waterfall. Hooray. Here it comes. The waterfall. There's nowhere to go but down.